In a visit to Kenosha, Wisconsin, Joe Biden says America is at an inflection point when it comes to systemic racism.
We're finally now getting to the point we're going to be addressed the original sin of this country. 400 years old, slavery, and all the vestiges of it. I can't guarantee you everything gets solved in 4 years, but I guarantee you one thing, it'll be a whole heck of a lot better. We'll move a lot further down the road.
Here now, Maryland Republican congressional candidate Kim Klacik and Richard Fowler, New Leaders Council senior fellow and Fox News contributor. Richard, the obvious question, Joe Biden had 8 years when he was vice president under the nation's first black president to address systemic racism and move America a lot further down the road. What's his plan now?
Well, look, thanks for having me, John. I think what you are hearing from the vice president, the former vice president, rather, is somebody who understands that we have problems left to be fixed. Now, there's not one president that's going to solve the impacts of systemic racism, because systemic racism is internalized in many of our laws and our policies. You see it when black women go to the hospital and try to give childbirth, right? An average African-American woman is 3 times more likely to die than their white counterpart while giving childbirth. And if that black woman has a college degree, then she's 5 times more likely to die. You see it in the unemployment numbers that came out today. While the unemployment numbers for the American people have ticked down to 8.4%, for African Americans, that number still sits at 13% unemployment. This is happening in big cities, this is happening in rural communities, and this is all happening under Donald Trump's watch. He's the person who says he's the best president for African Americans. But if you look at the numbers don't say that. The numbers say that African Americans are 3 times more likely to die from COVID-19 than their white counterparts. I'm not making this stuff up. The statistics speak for themselves.
Well, Kimberly, Joe Biden says that he is better suited to handle problems of racial inequality, and in a Fox News poll, 58% say they agree. So how does the GOP handle this perceived inequality?
Well, I have to applaud Richard. He has a tough job here because he's defending a guy that has been in office for almost 50 years and have done nothing as far as helping the black community. Okay, Donald Trump has been in office for 4 years. He passed prison reform. He did the First Step Back. He's added money to HBCUs. And I have to say that poll is probably not accurate, because when I'm out on the streets and I have my campaign team talking to people, there are a lot of black people that are afraid to even admit that they support Trump, or even myself, because of the backlash. Look, Joe Biden, I understand he's got a tough road ahead of him. He has to act as if he actually cares about black Americans, even though he hasn't, and he has proven that he hasn't for 50 years. But I understand that he has to do that now, but it's not going to sell, right? This is a guy, President Trump, that has been in there for 4 years and has done much more. And I understand that Joe Biden's going to, he's going to push and fight all he wants. I'm excited to see the debates, honestly, because I don't think Joe Biden has what it takes to even explain why he would sign and sponsor the 1994 crime bill, which locked up many African-American men and took them away from the families. Family structure is important. President Trump understands that, and Joe Biden has to fight that, and I don't think he can.